I want peace, just not at the cost of my silence. Speak up. Through the hood, I keep hearing people saying I'm supposed to die tonight. They can't destroy what they ain't built in the first place. So I'm finna ride tonight.
I went from a truth seeker to truth speaker. Truth through the booth, your Bluetooth and your coupe speakers. Run up in here, I cut an ear, I'm 2 Peter. I bucket fear, I truck a spear like Lou Peter. They love it here, I hate it here. They murder babies and pervert the children and make it here. It's getting crazy, everybody claiming they gangster here. And everybody feel it, but nobody is saying here. This call over money, so I say what I want, dog. Your favorite rapper don't need too afraid to be broke, dog. You lose your career pissing in folk off. But you could call black women hoes and kill all the black men that you want, dog. And I don't care if you hate that, I could take that. But stop claiming you real, knowing you hate facts. Sad thing is how fast you could diss a black queen and turn around and walk on eggshells for a drag queen. Bizzle, this what you wanted?
I never came for the smoke. If it gotta go down, then let's get it poppin'. And see, that really ain't what I want. If it gotta go down, then let's get it poppin'. You can't muzzle me, dog, I say what I want. And if it gotta go down, then let's get it poppin'. I really love peace, but I'm ready for the war. So if it gotta go down, then let's get it poppin'.
World full of fake news, nothing real about it. Put their agenda in the middle and just build around it. You don't use your own brain, they gon' flip the whole thing and trick you with a headline and tell you how to feel about it. Call a man a racist, you'll take what he said racially. Call him homophobic, you'll take what he said hatefully. They label it hate, you can't even disagree tastefully. To shake the label, you switch sides, it's mind slavery. These people are evil, don't eat what the media feeding you. Deceitful and wicked, they giving you lenses to see it through. Everybody lying, nobody willing to speak the truth like the Lord said it would be. Maybe we'll see him soon. Bizzle.
I never came for the smoke. If it gotta go down, then let's get it poppin'. And see, that really ain't what I want. If it gotta go down, then let's get it poppin'. You can't muzzle me, dog, I say what I want. And if it gotta go down, then let's get it poppin'. I really love peace, but I'm ready for the war. So if it gotta go down, then let's get it poppin'.
They tryna turn your little boy into a princess, and they ain't even gave him a chance to be a prince yet. They sick agenda telling you to let him clip his member. He can't even pick his bedtime, but he could pick his gender. They say that I ain't woke, I say they ignorant. See, I remember how the pilgrims did the Indians. Remember, they ain't just attack them, they befriended them. Gave them blankets full of diseases and ended them. Outrage, footage leaking every other week or two. So you don't see the blankets they sneaking you. They ain't gotta squeeze at you, they feminizing your males and leading you into a lifestyle that won't allow you to reproduce. One black life gone, they'll march in the street with you. They hand you a blanket to say abortion is free for you. How else you gonna get ex-slaves to agree with you? To kill theyself, say you giving them the freedom to. Bizzle, let's wake them up.
I never came for the smoke. If it gotta go down, then let's get it poppin'. And see, that really ain't what I want. If it gotta go down, then let's get it poppin'. You can't muzzle me, dog, I say what I want. And if it gotta go down, then let's get it poppin'. I really love peace, but I'm ready for the war. So if it gotta go down, then let's get it poppin'.
Shalom, family. Y'all hit that thumbs up button. Share if you will. Alright. Now, y'all see it. This is another kind of like a part 2 of the serpent in the rainbow. These folks seem like they in a trance. Y'all know that's a state of hypnosis where people can be manipulated. You know, it's a state of sleep, really. Hypnosis, sleep, unaware of reality. As though the Most High's word gonna change. He said he does not change. Matter of fact, let me do an audible right quick. He said, I change not. Let me see, where is it? Let me Google it then. Here it is, Malachi 3:6. He said, I am Yahweh, I change not. He said what he said. If y'all can't pick up on that. He said what he said. He meant what he said. How is he going to order the death penalty and then all of a sudden say it's good now? Hey, I'm trying to help y'all if it's any help for you. If it ain't, hey, I'm going to warn you anyway. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. Y'all hold on. Give me a minute. I'm pouring up me some tea. I'm pouring up me some tea. Yeah, some doggone herbal tea. Y'all might want to pick up on some herbal tea. But yeah. All right, hold on. Let me get on into it. He said he changed not. Think about that. How much of a all-seeing, all-knowing, all-powerful God, as we call him, if he gonna change? Now he can lighten up your punishment. Okay? But when he says something is wrong, so much so that it's the death penalty, you go to read in Leviticus. Yeah. Let me see here. Let me see. I'm just going to do another audible. I better go back. Hold on. Let me see what this say. Probably going to be watered down. Okay. Let me go over here. Y'all can tell when I start typing in stuff, this was, the video just got longer. Let me see what this is. If it's wrong, I'm gonna tear this apart. The word of Yah is evidence in his view of homosexuality. The most commonly quoted Bible verse are Leviticus 18:22, Leviticus 20:13, which state that it is an abomination. That means he hates this. He really hates this. Okay? For a man to lie with another man as he would with a woman. Romans 1:26-27, Apostle Paul said that homosexuality is contrary to the Most High's natural order and results from rejecting the Most High. Okay. Just look at the animals. Just find you any two animals. And do you see any LGBT animals? You might find a few out there every now and then. But don't sleep on the fact that Satan and these demons can possess animals. After all, Satan possessed the serpent. Okay? After all, the legions of the devil begged Mashiach to send them into the pigs. Remember? Legion, for we are many, so they can possess animals. Alright? But yeah. But overall, overwhelming majority. See, the whole creation would die out. This ain't no doggone debate. Either you gonna take it or you gonna ignore it, and you gonna find out. That's what you gonna do. You gonna find out. Okay, hey, I'm just telling you what the word say. I'm an ambassador of the good news. The word. All right. Let's see what this Leviticus 18:22. Do not have, this is modern English, do not have sexual relations with a man as it does with a woman. That is detestable. My thing is, why can't you find your own, if this ain't for you, when something ain't for me, like white supremacy. If it ain't for me, I leave them alone. I have a tendency to leave them alone. I might go over there and see what they plotting. I might see where they live at. But as far as me going over there antagonizing them and just doing anything, I have a tendency to leave them alone. So if this offends you, if the Bible offends you, then you just go ahead on and go your own way. Why you got to do this? Trying to colonize the scripture. Why you just can't go somewhere else, leave the Most High out of your foolishness, and start your own religion? Huh? Okay. Here we go. That ain't no Bible. That's a libel. L-I-B-L-E. L-I-E-B-L-E. Libel. It's a libel. All right. Let me show you this video. Now, the best of my knowledge. Now, I'm not the Most High, but this man, you know, I'm gonna just put it like this: if a preacher don't know who the real biblical Israelites are, they suspect to me. But anyway, here we go.
This rebellion is no longer covert, but it has become overt.
It also says women shouldn't be pastors. It says women should be silent in the church. Just wanted to point that out.
Get out of here. I'm not the minister. Go on.
This is the church put me now.
It is.
I'm gonna skip right here. This video is about the LGBT, the Rainbow Mafia. All right, y'all hit that thumbs up button. All right.
Out there, and it is in our faces.
The last time that I was in Christianity was with my ex-girlfriend. We used to go to church every Sunday.
And none of your pastors or priests said anything
Our
about
church
you guys'
loved
faith?
us. Really, really inspired us. They are true Christians that realize we're...
So they equate love with not pointing out the true Bible. That's what they equate love with. So if I don't tell you to stop hoeing and jumping from woman to woman and get married, and if I don't tell you raise your children, I don't tell you to be a provider and a leader, that's love. They are equating, don't point out my sins, as love. See, we got to prepare to meet the most. He's coming. We got to prepare. Remember the 5 wise and the 5 foolish virgins? They had to get prepared. Why y'all think we waiting? If everybody ready to go to heaven, then we wouldn't be waiting. Let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this Bible verse. Look, Revelation 19:7. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor unto him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife, that means the church, have made herself ready. That means she wasn't ready before. She wasn't ready before the trials and tribulation. She wasn't ready before the purge and the washing of the water of the word. She wasn't ready. She had to be made ready. Prepare to meet him. You think it's a game if you want to. Look, that's why we going through all this stuff. Let me show. Made herself ready. Let me see. Where was I at? Let me see what verse was that. 19:7. Let me read it right here. Okay. And the 24 elders and the 4 beasts fell down and worshiped Yah that sat on the throne, saying, Amen. Hallelujah. And a voice came out of the throne, saying, Praise Yah, all ye his servants, and ye that fear him, both small and great. And I heard as it were the voice of a great multitude, as the voice of many waters, as the voice of many thunderers, saying, Hallelujah. For Yah, omnipotent God, reigneth. Let us be glad and rejoice, and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife have made herself ready. The Most High don't want no whore. You read through the Bible. You read, what you think the book of Hosea is about? You read through the Bible. He called the nation of Israel a whore. Why? Because she was being intimate and serving other gods. He called us a whore. He called the beast bride, the woman in Revelation that riding the beast. He called her a whore. Okay? The Most High don't want no hoe no more than no man with some sense want a hoe. But anyway, let me give you another word. Let me see. Hold on. Depart from me. All these gonna be so-called church folks, y'all. These gonna be so-called church folks. They thought they was living. They thought they was prepared. All right, look here. Matthew 7:23, starting at verse 20. Wherefore, by their fruits, by their actions, by their deeds, by their lifestyles, what motivates them, you gonna know who's real and who's not. You shall know them. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. You're not bringing your garbage, your trash, your feces, and your urine into the kingdom. It ain't gonna happen. You got to take a bath down here and get ready. All right? But he that doeth the will, there goes some more actions. There go the fruits of the will of the Father, which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, this is judgment. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied? Did we not preach your word? Did we not tell the goodness of the kingdom? Have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name cast out devils? Even though you get a bootlegged, lying preacher preaching the gospel, and somebody listen to that word and believe the word and start to obey the word, that devil can be cast out even though the word came from a lying preacher. So yeah, somebody's not saved can cast out a devil. All right, and in thy name done many wonderful works. Oh, look, we fed the hungry. We feeding the hungry. But you ain't living the word. All right, and then will I profess, this is Mashiach. Then I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna drop the hammer down. And then will I profess that I never knew you. Whose woman is this? Whose child is this? He said, depart from me, ye that work. There go their fruits. You're working in sin, and you have no sense of brakes. Have no idea. You're all gas and no brakes. Ye that work. See, I know you some things you probably the Most High just going to take from you, but it's got to be some applying of the brakes and the getting off the gas and the thing. That's why you know the difference between right and wrong. That's why you're going to be held accountable, because you know the difference between right and wrong. You're going to have to receive the Spirit of the Most High. When you receive His Spirit, He knows you because He gave you His Spirit. That's why He don't know them. They don't have His Spirit living on the inside of them. If His Spirit was living on the inside of them, they would be living holy. They would be getting ready. They would be progressing in righteousness. Let me keep going. All right.
We're all sinners, and no sin is greater than the other. So
They just don't follow the Bible.
they do.
Where is that at? Is that in the Bible, in the Bible, that no sin is greater than the other? If there's no sin greater than the other, then why is some of them He said you're gonna be put to death for? If no sin is greater than the other, then will you put somebody on death row for stealing? Huh? Would you put somebody on death? If no sin is greater than the other, would you put them to death for writing bad checks? Huh? Hey, go. Yeah, some of us gonna mess around and find out.
Do follow the Bible, and they follow the Bible, how the fact that they are not there to judge.
Unfortunately, it is being urged along by people within the church.
I've come to the conclusion that Leviticus 18 is not talking about loving consensual same-sex relationships in the way that we're talking about it in the modern world.
Who are essentially arguing that love is always righteous. Love is always godly. Love is always appropriate. Because God loves everyone and God loves everything.
Would you mind going ahead and praying with me now?
Now find that verse that God loves everyone and He loves everything. Okay, then what is He going to, who is He, okay, who going to hell? I guess He going to love the hell out of them then.
Mother God, Creator God.
Look at this. See, where is the real prophets of the Most High? We out here. Hey, we out here. I'm just saying, at some point, those of us that believe, we're going to have to grow stronger.
Loving God, holy God, take this your servant made from dust.
Good morning, the holy and queer one be with you.
Man, I make it a point not to hit women, but somebody need to go slap her. Well, some of these sisters need to go slap her.
Praying with me now.
Listen.
Creator God, loving God, holy God.
Now they feminizing. Now they done made the Most High the Baphomet. I'm not capitalizing this. Y'all do this thing got breastises. I said that on purpose, breastises. Look, this is part male, part female, part animal, part angel, and part man. The Most High say He is not the author of confusion. These are Satan's prophets, whether they know it or not.
God, take this your servant made from dust.
Good morning, the holy and queer one be with you. Good morning and welcome to worship. My name is Caroline Camp. I use she, they pronouns. I am the communications coordinator for Duke Divinity Pride, and I am ecstatic to see this worship space so full and so vibrant with color.
But let us not go to sleep. The Catholic Church, y'all know what they was doing. Raping the men. Y'all know what they doing. What they still doing. These little boys, they raping nuns. Yeah. So they brought this stuff over here. They put their bastardized queer version of the gospel worldwide. So we should not be surprised that it's bearing fruit of corruption.
God is gay. God is a lesbian. God is trans. God is gender non-binary. God is straight. God is cisgender. God is black. God is white. God is Middle Eastern. God is Asian. God is differently abled mentally and physically. God is able-bodied. God is you, and you are God, because you are a reflection of God's divine image.
Do either of you have any questions for Miss Pentecost?
I like your eyeshadow.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you like her eyeshadow. That's great.
Now this look like a Catholic get up, and this is a dude, and they grooming the little children. These little children ain't gonna have it. These little children is doomed. If the Most High don't intervene, these children is gonna be Jeremiah 16:19. They're going to inherit lies. See, they're going to inherit lies, and they probably going to be bigger devils. They're going to be bigger devils than they parents. Because the world is growing increasingly wicked. Oh, Yah, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. So the Gentiles going to have a day of affliction. These liars of the truth, these liars and hiders, they're going to have a day of affliction. The Gentiles going to come unto thee from the ends of the earth. That's why, look, who scattered all over the earth? They scattered us from the anyway. And shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies. And then shall I profess unto them, depart from me, I never knew you. Remember Mashiach? These so-called church folks, he gonna tell them, I never knew you. And they saying they done cast out devils and they done preached his word and they done inherited lies. Surely our father has inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Let me keep going.
Yeah, maybe she'll let you borrow it when you're older, when you're allowed to wear makeup.
Now, if you want to do this, go in your own little corner and do your thing. See, this is a dead end. You got to recruit new people because this is a dead end reproduction. Ain't nothing going on. So you're going to have to recruit some more people. But anyway.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, one of the things I think is great about Miss Pentecost is she reminds us that we...
Y'all see this blasphemous? On the day of Pentecost, see they blast. They are not only are they blaspheming and transgressing against the Most High, they are transgressing and blaspheming our culture. We are the biblical Israelites. They are crapping all over it. Let me get some of these articles out of the way and I'll come back. All right. I just did a search. Y'all notice that they are Biden them is all over them African countries. Let me see, where is it at? Let me see here. Video. Y'all know this, right? You got people in Africa starving to death, hungry, but they talking about they ain't got the right to eat. They ain't got the right to make money, but they over there talking about some LGBT rights. This is the United States now. Let me yeah, I'm gonna be all over the place.
Uganda's parliament has passed a bill which would criminalise people who identify as LGBTQ, with those found guilty facing up to 10 years in prison. Under the proposed legislation, friends, family and members of the community would have a duty to report individuals in same-sex relationships to the authorities. Homosexual acts are already illegal in the East African country.
Now, see, when you hear these fire-breathing, lying heathens tell you to go back and move somewhere else, this right here shows you who's running the world. The Bible tells you these white supremacists gonna be running. It don't say white supremacists, but it tells you Rome gonna be ruling the earth. Who are the Romans? These Europeans. They got Roman-style government. You go to court. You got Roman legalized terms on your dollar. You got Latin. You got Roman writing. The Roman Catholic spread this bastardized version of the so-called God spell. Lies, lies, and more lies. And the Bible said that they were going to rule the whole earth. They were going to trample it down and break it in pieces. This tells you that these people ain't free. If they were free, they wouldn't say nothing about what laws they make for their people. Nothing. But yet, they ain't saying nothing. Look at this. 13 countries where being gay is illegal, is legally punishable by death. Well, we is legally punished for being black everywhere we go. But look here. They ain't saying where is Biden them and the United Snakes pointing the finger at Yemen. Where is they at telling Yemen that they need to get some LGBT rights? Huh? Where they at? Iran, where is they at over there with that? There's Brunei. And I'm pretty sure they messing with the black folks. Why? Because I'm not saying all right, so yeah, Satan gonna be worried about our population. Nigeria, is it? It's probably a girl. I hope it's a girl. But anyway, Qatar. But y'all get where Saudi Arabia, where they at over there, telling them they need some LGBT, they need some pride rights. Think about it, family. If you do this and that in your bedroom, don't nobody know nothing. But what you want to do, you want to recruit my children, my grandkids, y'all in the chat, they want to recruit y'all kids. That is colonization. That is annexation. That is detestability. See, if people were born that way, then why you got to recruit people? You shouldn't have to recruit people, right? But anyway, United Arab Emirates. Yeah, y'all get the picture. Let me go back over here. Where they at? Right here.
But the bill seeks to go further and criminalise people on the basis of their sexual identity. The bill passed with widespread support in Uganda's parliament.
Okay, the people support it. And you know what? You go to the Old Testament, they support it.
In our country, country, we will have our morals. We will protect our children. And we are making this law. We are making this law for ourselves. We are making this law for our children. We are making this law for the children of our children. This country will stand firm. And once it passed, I can tell you, Madam Speaker, we are going to reinforce the law enforcement officers to make sure that homosexuals have no space in Uganda.
We're joined now by Oriam Nyeko, who is a researcher.
Uh-oh. He looking like a raccoon. R-A-T.
At the Human Rights Watch Africa Division. Really good to have you with us, and thank you for joining us on BBC News. Can you tell us a little bit more about what this draft legislation does, what it will change?
So the current law in Uganda basically prohibits same-sex acts. It's been in the law for decades. It was inherited from the British and really hasn't been implemented. So what the legislators now are wanting to do with this new bill is to criminalize homosexuality as a whole, to make it such that any person that has sex with somebody of the same sex commits a criminal offense, as well as anybody who, in their words, promotes homosexuality.
Okay. Maybe but anyway, look at this. Y'all know how many of y'all are aware? I'm looking at chat now. How many of y'all are aware that the U.S. put those pride flags in Jamaica and somewhere else last year at the U.S. Embassy? They're not the only flag that's supposed to be flown at the U.S. Embassy. It's supposed to be the United States flag, but they purposely put those flags as disrespect to Jamaica and somewhere else. Huh? It was somewhere else. This was last year. Well, a couple years ago. It was Jamaica and somewhere else. I can't get the other name. But just cause you don't see white folks running the government don't mean nothing. Telling you. If they were free, they'd be able to do as they choose. These folks are liars. But anyway, let me get back on this. Let me get back over here. I'm gonna just leave this alone. If y'all want to check that out, I might come back to it. But anyway, I'm more concerned about them lying in the church. Well, the church really ain't. It's supposed to be assembly, but y'all know what I'm saying. They standing in the way. Satan is really turning himself into an angel of light. So this is where the fight is at.
We follow a God who calls us to not conform to things of this world. That we're supposed to be transformed by the renewal of our minds. And that means that what I think today may have to change tomorrow if I continue to renew my mind. And it's so cool that we serve a God.
Did y'all hear that breakdown on that? So, did y'all hear his breakdown? The renewing of the mind. Let me find this Bible verse. Okay, let me look. Romans 12:2. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yah, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable. See, he's not taking it. See, we don't take just anything from anybody, and the Most High is not taking anything from just anybody, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world. The world is saying anything goes. The world said, go on in, Jesus died, so you can do anything, and it's all right. That's what the world said. But on Judgment Day, Mashiach gonna say, I don't know you. I never knew you. It wasn't my voice you was hearing. It's the other guy's voice you was listening to. And that's why you was doing his will. But anyway, he said, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Okay. I've been myself for 50 years. I know the stinking thinking of myself. I've been living in this stinking body for 50 years. See, I don't want to do what's right. I'm talking about the old me before I receive the Spirit. I don't want to be right. I don't want to tell the truth. I don't want to be faithful. I don't want to be just. See, that's the old me. That's why you got to receive the Spirit. So you can have a new mind, new spirit. That's how you gonna renew your mind. And old garbage that everybody else around you is doing, that is conformity to the world, what everybody else is doing. It said, look, don't conform to the world, but be transformed. In other words, be changed. How? By the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and the perfect will of the Most High. But see, the other guy they listening to, they listening to the other guy. They listening to the other guy. Ye do the deeds of your father. Then said they to him, we be not born of fornication. We have one Father, even Yah. And Yahusha said unto them, if Yah were your father, you would love me. For I proceeded forth and came from him. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Why do you not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear my word. Ye are of your father. This is the other guy, y'all. This is the other guy, the devil, and the lust. And the lust of your father ye would do. You listening to the other guy. And if you listening to the other guy, you going to do his will. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth. Okay, if not one sin bigger than the other sin, then it's all right to murder then. Right? That same woman that said earlier in the video, ain't one sin bigger than the other. If somebody start killing her daughter, if she got any kid, somebody start killing her mother, somebody start killing somebody close to her, I bet she gonna want him to do. I bet she gonna want him to go to jail for a long time. She ain't gonna want him to pay. She ain't gonna want him to sit in there and pay a ticket, the same penalty as a traffic ticket. Since one sin ain't no bigger than the other, she gonna be expecting maybe the death penalty and some long time in jail. But at the same time, ain't no sin bigger than the other sin. All right, let's put that to bed. All right. Let me see. Let me get back over here to this video. Let me wind this back a little bit. Let me try to shorten this video a little bit. I know I'm getting long-winded.
When you're older, when you're allowed to wear makeup. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Well, one of the things I think is great about Miss Pentecost is she reminds us that we follow a God who calls us to not conform to things of this world. That we're supposed to be transformed by the renewal of our minds. And that means that what I think today may have to change tomorrow if I can.
That ain't what the word say. I just showed it to you. It didn't say what you think. The Bible said the heart is desperately wicked. Who can know it? He said, God know my heart. Yeah, he got a verse for that. There's a script for that. Here go your prescription, right? Where is it? Jeremiah. Jeremiah, the heart is deceitful above all things. Satan, that's a characteristic of Satan, y'all. See, that's a characteristic of the devil, lies. And desperately wicked. There's another strand of the spiritual DNA of the devil. Who can know it? You talking about God? No, he know your heart. That's why he sent in you. That's why he sent his spirit. That's why he died. To send back, to break his spirit, to live in each one of us, that he's going to work out and we're going to do his will, and we're going to have a new body and a renewed mind. Well, the body going to come later. But y'all get what I'm saying. Let me see here.
Continue to renew my mind. And it's so cool that we serve a God that calls us to continue to grow and continue to change.
Let me just say this. A lot of people think God ain't, the Most High ain't your buddy. He's not even your daddy. Hey, see, he ain't cool. See, I don't know how to, hey, I'm just gonna tell you, you're gonna respect him. See, This is the battleground between light and darkness. Satan, there was a fallout in heaven. Satan wants to sit on the throne. See, this is a fallout. It ain't over yet. It's in progress.
Change into something new, and to not be bound by the ways that the world confines us sometimes, that we're supposed to live differently.
Her name is Britta Filter, and she is the Queen of New York.
All right, y'all get it. Y'all get it. It's Rainbow Palooza. It's tap shoot, tap dancing for money jubilee. Y'all get what it is. Okay, let me see here. I just want to just all these different churches, let me just go down the list. Let me see here. This is see that shows you, for these people that's all of a sudden stand with Satan, that tell you they wasn't the Most Highs in the beginning. What church is this? A recent paper described the journeys of okay. What faith? But these are different churches, y'all. Satan is calling in, he's calling in his minions from his churches. Alright? These people ain't even living the Bible. That's okay. Hey, y'all know the other channel to go with. I only went on one channel because most of y'all didn't go to the other one, so I just went live on this one. But yeah, it's just different, this so-called different denomination. Just bending and folding. But yeah. But anyway, let me see here. Let me get some of these tabs down. I'll let him go. Let this go. Latter-day Saints rolls back. But anyway, you know, y'all know that the Mormons that say, what did they say? Black folks is cursed. And they go to lie. That's that deceitfulness of the heart. Y'all see what it is. All these churches, y'all, I'm about to do a video. All these churches is promoting white supremacy and lies. Every last one of them. All right, hold on. Now, Kirk need to sit down somewhere. He apologized for the black church's treatment. Let me see what he said. We haven't treated them like people. I wonder how much they paying this Negro to sell his soul. Let me see here. Y'all notice they pushing all this stuff on the black so-called, this is so supposed to be black media. They pushing all this stuff on us. Y'all notice this? Anyway, he been suspect for a while. Let me see here. I want to apologize for all the hurtful and painful things that have been said about people in the church. Who made him? Who nominated him spokesman? That's for the people that if any wrongdoing have been done, that's for the individual to go and straighten that out. He can't do that. What they are doing is, a lot of people listen to him, and I've listened to him in the past. It's been years. They'll listen to him and listen to his take on this, and let their guard down and fall right on into trance. Let me go back. Let me see here. All right. Let me go here. Let's go back to these Bible verses. All right. Let me see how long I've been on here. Let me stop sharing my screen. How long I've been on here? Oh, 40. Let me wrap this up. All right. Thank y'all for joining. All right. Let me see here. Let me wrap this up. All right. Okay, Leviticus 20:13, Romans. But they said it's just in the Old Testament. It's in the New Testament. These people is not reading their Bible. That's why they're gonna be shocked when the Mashiach tell them he never knew them. See, 1 Corinthians 69 lists homosexuality as one of the sin that will prevent someone from entering. Let me go here. Okay. 1 Corinthians, yeah, I know this now. 6, 9, and 10. Or do you not know that wrongdoers will not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Think about that. Do not be deceived. The heart is deceitfully wicked. Remember Jeremiah? The heart is for deceitful. The heart is wicked. Jeremiah 17:9. It's deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Desperately. Look at that. Desperately wicked. Desperately. That means, boy, if you ain't living in that word, you will fool yourself. Going off of your feelings. All right, let me get back over here. All right. Yeah, wrongdoers will not inherit the kingdom of Yah. Do not be deceived. The heart is desperately wicked. Neither the sexually immoral, or idolaters, or adulterers, or men who have same sex. No, look. Not only is the Bible talking about homosexual, see, not only that, it's talking about, look, wrongdoing. You run around here plotting, you run around here killing people. That's all you do. That there is no repentance in the heart. There is no chance. There is no prayer to the Most High to cure you, to heal you from stealing and wanting to kill. See, there is no effort to put on the brakes. That's the brakes. You plead to the Most High to put more of His Spirit within you to overshadow the deceitful heart of yours. Okay? The sexual immoral, all this hoeing and stuff. Notice they trying to normalize ratchetness. Every time you see more black women out here with their butt up in the air. That is simple thinking, family. We want to be called intelligent. But every time you look around, somebody got their butt cheeks out. Understand? Okay, we want to see your mind. We want to see your intellect, not your in my face. We want to see your mind, not your behind. Everybody ain't simple-minded. That's simple-minded. That's something you might have been simple-minded as a teenager. Gosh. All right. Nor idolaters. Church is full of idolatry. Or adulterers. Cheating and going on. Huh? These are all the things that's going to keep people from entering into the kingdom. And the pastors is not preaching on this. If they preach on this, look. If they preach on this, they're going to have to preach on this. Then they're going to have to preach on this. And they're going to have to preach on this. Huh? They're going to have to preach on this. And that's going to affect their bottom line. See, the church is a business. They worried about making money. They're not worried about making it into the heaven. They're not worried about the kingdom. They're worried about making money. See, if they preach this, they're going to have to preach all of it. Nor thieves, nor the greedy, nor drunkards, nor slanderers and swindlers will inherit it. See, a lot of this stuff I used to do. But this wasn't one of them right here. Let me make this clear. This wasn't one of them. A lot of this stuff up here I used to do. See. I don't do that no more. That's the renewing of the mind. My mind used to tell me to do all this stuff. See, it no longer tell me to do all this stuff. It don't even pop up in my head. That's the renewing of the mind. See, that's the talking to the Most High talking. He giving you new instructions. He's giving you ways to overcome. That's how you know that's why you know he's the only true Elohim, only true God. He can make you stop doing this stuff. He ain't gonna make you, he gonna give you the tools to help you stop doing it. Now, if you pray enough with a sincere heart, he can make you stop. But you might have to go to prison. I will tell y'all something. I'm gonna give a testimony. Boy, I was out here, you know, in a downward spiral. You know, I lost my mother and my sister, and you know, I just didn't want to live no more. You know, then I started, as the years go by, I began to trying to get free from this stuff that I done let creep in my heart. And the Most High started showing me stuff. He started showing me prison. He started showing it to me. I saw it coming. I wasn't surprised. I saw it coming. I was telling the Most High to do, just get me free from this stuff. Get me free. I got in there. Hey. So I guess I can say he made me stop. But I was a willing participant. Because there's drugs in there. Huh? You can steal in there. You can lie in there. But anyway, let me go back to this article. Let me go back to these Bible verses. Hold on. Alright. It's another one on here. Let's get to the women too. Let me see here. Where is it at? It's women too. So don't just point fingers at the men. Let me see. Let me go here. Romans. Let me see here. Okay, here you go. Romans 1, I'm going to start at 24. Wherefore y'all also gave them over to uncleanness. See. He giving them over to uncleanliness. That's a dangerous thing. See, he no longer, he said, you know, you get tired of trying to persuade people not to hurt themselves. You just, all right, go ahead. See, you get tired of trying to persuade a pig to get out the pig pen. But the pig loves the mud. The pig loves the urine and the feces that's in the mud. The pig loves to water down in the filth. So you just let the pig be the pig. This is what this is. Wherefore y'all gave them over to uncleanness through the lust of their own heart. The heart is wicked, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who change the truth of the Most High to a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. For this y'all gave them over to vile affection. Even their women did change the natural use to that which is against nature. See, so don't think you women just gonna be lipping and lapping and going on and y'all all good. No. Nope. There it is right there, Romans 1:27. And likewise also the men leaving the natural use of the woman. See, you is going against the order of nature. And burn in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which is meat, which is justice. The Most High says, since you want to be wicked, I'm gonna let you be wicked. That's what you want to do. Since you want to be a pig, I'm gonna let you be a pig for a little while. For a little while. That's all right. All right, family. All right, family. They might, hey, I'm gonna put this link tree in the chat. They might get this. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna try to get my own doggone web thing. Put my own video. Say what I want to say. Just gonna have to work toward it. All right, you can type that in if they get it. If they don't, I don't. Hey. I'm just saying what the Bible said. These folks are misrepresenting the word. Period, point, and blank. That's what it is. They misrepresent the word. Can't be scared to stand on the truth. I know it ain't given to everybody, you know, to speak to. I know that. Some people sing. I know that. But the Most High gonna start provoking y'all. He gonna start provoking y'all. It's gonna be a holy, it's gonna be a righteous provoke. It's gonna be a right. Paul was provoked. Hold on. Let me see here. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. I think it was Acts chapter 17. Let me look at the chapter. Y'all, let me look at the chapter. Hold on. I'm looking for this word. Okay, hold on. But he looked at all this paganism and he was provoked. But he didn't really attack them. He just they had an idol to the unknown God. So he taught them about the unknown. Okay? I was looking for it. I ain't found it yet. But yeah. Okay, here it is. Okay, hold on. Let me share my screen. I found it. Okay. This is a bunch of. Alright, I'm gonna start at 13. But when the Jews of Thessalonica had knowledge that the word of Yah was preached of Paul and Berea, they came thither also and stirred up the people. They in opposition. And then immediately the brethren sent away Paul to go as it were to the sea, but Silas and Timotheus abode there still. And they that conducted Paul brought him to Athens, Greece. Y'all know this pagan central. And receiving a commandment unto Silas and Timotheus to come to him with all speed, they departed. Now while Paul waited for them at Athens, his spirit was stirred in him. He was provoked. He saw all this idolatry and paganism. He had to say something. He didn't attack them. Let me keep reading. He was provoked. His spirit was stirred in him, and when he saw the city wholly given to idolatry, he watching people go to hell. And nowadays, we watching people go to hell through the church gates, through the church doors. People are literally going inside the door of the church into the gates of hell. Visualize that. You think you're going into a house of salvation. You going into the doors of the church, but you're entering into the gates of hell. Look at the deepness of that. All right, now, 17. Therefore disputed he in the synagogue with the Jews and with the devout persons in the market daily with them that met him. And certain philosophers of the Epicureans and of the Stoics encountered him, and some said, what will this babbler say? Other some, he seemed to be a setter forth a strange God, because he preached unto them Yahusha, Yahweh, and the resurrection. And they took him and brought him unto Areopagus, saying, may we know what this new doctrine whereof thou speakest? Let me get down to the unknown God. Okay. They asked him to tell him about the Most High. See? All right. And Paul stood in the midst of Mars hills and said, ye men of Athens, I perceive that in all things ye are too superstitious. Notice he didn't come out with the heavy hand of the Bible. He came to him another way. Okay? Notice that. Sometimes you got to come out with the guns blazing. Not all the time. Okay? But look here. For as I passed by and beheld your devotions, I found an altar with the inscription, to the unknown God, whom therefore ye ignorantly worship. I'm going to tell you about him. Him I declare to you. Yah that made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples, these churches, where people going to hell through the church doors. He dwelleth not in temples made with hands. We are the temple. We are the temple. He resides inside of us. And he wants his house clean, which is our reasonable service. All right. Neither is worship with me in hand, as though he needed anything, seeing he giveth to all life and breath in all things, and made of one blood all the nations of men to dwell on the face of the earth. Okay, who was here first? Black folks or white folks? Huh? You cannot get us from white people. Period, point blank. The name of Adam literally, the name Adam, the first man, literally means red. A reddish man, a reddish brown. But anyway, and hath made of one blood all races of men for to dwell on the face of the earth, and have determined their times appointed and the bounds of their habitation, that they should seek Yahweh, if happily they might feel after him and find him. Are you seeking him? See, seek and ye shall find. Knock and it will be open. We ain't seeking him. We seeking out the actors and rappers and entertainers. That's what we seeking. We seeking out what thus saith the pastor. We're not seeking after the Most High. That they should seek him. He said seek him. That's prayer. That's petitioning. That's a conversation. That's getting to know him. If happily they might feel after him and find him. Look at this. You know, people are in a trance right now, right? When you're blind, you have to feel around. You know what I'm saying? You have to feel around when you're blind. You have to fumble around in the dark, trying to find your way. You are in darkness. You're going to have to feel around for him and find him. Remember, he is all places at the same time. He's all around you. Well, how come you can't find him? Because you ain't open your mind. You're not subject to his commands. You won't obey his word, what he said do. You're ignoring. All right? And though he be not far from every one of us. Remember, I said the Most High is omnipresent. He is everywhere at the same time. We shutting him out. All right. For in him we live and move. Look, we are inside of him. You say, how is you inside the Most High? The best way my simple mind can give it to you, the same way your white blood cells is inside your body. Some die to preserve your body. Some of us gonna die to preserve the body, the will of the Most High. Some of us gonna die, but some of us refuse to fight. All right? For in him we live and move and have our being. As certain also of our own poets have said, for we are also his offspring. Okay, I'm gonna read that. Let me keep going. For as much as we are the offspring, see, if we the offspring of the Most High, we're going to be acting like it. He made us in his image. We're going to be pure. We're going to be striving to be righteous. We're going to strive to do right. That don't mean we're going to get it right every time. But it's going to be a decline. It's going to be a pumping of the brake, of the ratchetness, of the wickedness. It's gonna be some changes made. Remember, we are the temple. It's gonna be some rearranging of the spiritual furniture. The old stuff getting thrown out. All right, let me keep going. For as much then as we are the offspring of Yah, we ought not to think that the Godhead is like unto gold, silver, stone, graven by art and man's device. And the times of this ignorance, the Most High winked at, but now commandeth all men everywhere to repent. That means you got whatever you used to do, it's going to be some changes made. You got a new master. You got a new leader. You got a new God. That means repent. If you done swap from Satan to the Most High, you ain't going to be acting the same way. They are two different opposites. All right, because he have appointed a day in the which he would judge the world in righteousness. Notice he didn't judge the world in wickedness. He gonna judge the world in righteousness. Righteousness, see, not wrongness. by that men whom he have ordained, whereof he have given assurance unto all men, in that he have raised him from the dead. Mashiach raised him from the dead. Excuse me. Now when they heard the resurrection of the dead, some mocked and others said, we will hear thee again. And this they didn't believe. They wanted to stay. They wanted to stay being swine. They didn't believe. They wanted to stay being swine. But all right, family. Glad y'all can make it. Didn't intend on going this long, but hey, y'all take care and rise above this wickedness.
What's going on, y'all? Hadassah Queeno. We gotta rise above the negativity. Psalm 94:19 is what we standing on right now. When I'm filled with cares, your assurance soothes my soul. Y'all got me, and I got some of my friends on this track. Listen, payback is a beep. Remember what you did to the children of Israel. Now it's all coming back on you, but we hit. We ain't falling for the fake news, baby. We choose to trust in the one who's a shelter, food, and guns. We ain't taking no chip in our hand, and we ain't taking no vaccination. Rise above the negativity so you can stand.
Rise above all the negativity. Rise because we sitting in the heavenly, right next to the King of Kings. There's about to be a momentum swing. Rise above all the negativity. Rise because we're sitting in the heavenly, right next to the King of Kings. There's about to be a momentum swing.
There's about to be a momentum swing for the nation of Yahshua. For the nation of Yahshua. Yes, a momentum swing. And I tell you that Yahudah will one again reclaim the throne. Yahudah will one again beat the praises of old. And I brought my friend Mo. Break it down one time.
Yahudah got the keys to the kingdom. Yahudah and the 12 tribes sent by our Redeemer. Yes, sir, they've been declared for time to old. The sea raining over the nations. Here we go. Just right, Yahudah want it all back. King coming with the big payback. $4 bound for his enemies attack. Busting out the clouds. And with the kings, with the queens, we redeem. I redeem, we esteem, and believe. Yah Elohim. They rain would disappear like a vapor. Did you really think you can overcome my creator? Yes, sir, he said to do a new thing. Manifest the sons and daughters of the king. Have the earth even seen such a thing? It's about to be a momentum swing.
Rise above all the negativity. Rise because we're sitting in the heavenly, right next to the King of Kings. There's about to be a momentum swing. Rise above all the negativity. Rise because we're sitting in the heavenly, right next to the King of Kings. There's about to be a momentum swing.
Oh, foolish nation. Did you think Abba Yahuwah would forget his own? Do you think he would forget his own and break his promises? Oh no, this time I have my friend Mainframe. Break it down one time.
Yeah, rise up, yeah, we raising the grain, it's full face. Whole place cause they raising the cane, it's vain. I'm able with the plenteous rain, the slenderous rain. Except that you think it's a game, my Aki, my Echo, my Mishpat. We blow oats, so far as multiplying like God quotes. Yo, go to better, yo, they got coats. But that was a different world we living in. Bitter the waters leading the bitter man. But in the battle thinking what could have been. See to the slaughter, beat to the bitter end. Running into a secret diddle man. Y'all send the sun, call it the middleman. Teach the game, Jersey, the metal end. Giants was lost like the Bedouin.